Welcome to the penalty box.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the penalty box. I am your host, Mia Ratters. Before we start, I want to say really quickly, my puppies are here and chewing on a stick, a toy stick, and I don't want to take it away. So if you hear chewing, I'm sorry. My dogs, they do come first, always. They are my children. Anyway, Luna, we can all hear you. Thank you very much. We have some updates, starting off with the fact that we have hit 45,000 listeners per month, which is crazy because before, when I first started looking at the analytics, I'm not even going to lie, I thought it meant like all time. It is in the last month. That is so crazy. And then we're about to hit, I think, 22,000 on Instagram, which is also insane. So thank you guys so much because we work so hard creating all these different kinds of content for you, articles, graphics, mood boards, apparel, the podcast. There's a whole team and we work very hard. So thank you for your support. And let's dive into our playoff update. Also, before we do really quick, it is literally 90 degrees and my room that I'm recording this in is in the basement. No windows, and I have a fan on normally, but it's so loud that I just can't record with the fan on. So if I'm like out of breath, it is so hot in here. I am genuinely sweating. Okay, anyway, let's move on to our playoff update. So right now there are actually no games until Saturday, but we have for the final two teams, the Florida Panthers versus the Edmonton Oilers. So the Stars did just get out recently, which was a little rough for Stars fans. Rest in peace. I hope you guys are taking your time to heal. But those are our playoff standings right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to jinx it. But I do kind of feel like the Oilers just have like the automatic win. And then the Panthers are kind of like the underdogs. And I mean, as a Bostonian, I feel like I kind of have to cheer for Edmonton. And I also do just think the Oilers will win with their talent. Like, I don't have anything against the Panthers. I just think the Oilers might win this one. But who knows? Who knows? It's been crazy. We've seen crazier things. So that is our playoff picture, our little playoff update. And now we are going to move on to my personal favorite segment, Hockey Hot Topics. And fun fact, these were actually inspired by Trisha Paytas. She just actually gave birth. So little shout out. Hi, Trisha. We'd love you here. She is one of our brand inspirations, and I feel like a lot of people, sorry, we're going on a little tangent, but I feel like a lot of people are like, why? She's problematic. I did not like her. Don't clip this without the full explanation or I will be so mad. I really did not like her growing up. I never watched any of her things. I was really annoyed by her. I didn't like her. Then she came out saying she had BPD, which I have, and she started, she had Malibu and now she has Alba. She has changed. She has shown that just because you have BPD does not mean you are confined to this one thing. And just because you have this one story doesn't mean you can't rewrite your own narrative. She had that whole backstory and now she changed it completely. She's happily married. She has 2 kids. She's thriving. And that is the reason she's a big inspiration. So the tangent, it's coming back. That is why I named our Hockey Hot Topics, because she does hot topics on her podcast, Just Trish. And I love them. I think it's so interesting. And I always wanted to do like a tea segment. Not a tea segment, because I don't want it to be like gossipy. I want it to be more like a little news segment. So Hockey Hot Topics felt like it fit and it sounds catchy and I think it's fun. So anyway, now let's go to the Hockey Hot Topics. Starting off with something that just came out 2 minutes ago. I'm not even kidding. 2 minutes ago. It's that Dougie Hamilton is engaged. I am crying. There's literally no articles online because it just happened. We don't know much about the girl. A lot of people didn't even know she was dating him. We all thought he was single, which kind of hurts me. Just kidding. I'm kidding. That's unprofessional, but I'm kidding. So he's marrying a girl named Brie. That's all we know. I thought she was Miley Cyrus in the picture that they posted on the New Jersey Devils Instagram. I genuinely was like, what? Whoa, but it's not Miley Cyrus. Her name is Brie, and I did not do any more stalking, but that seems to be it. She is very pretty. They look happy together. The ring is pretty, and congratulations, Douglas, our lovely New Jersey Devils admin. Hopefully marriage doesn't distract you from your duty. No, I'm kidding. Congratulations. I wish you guys all the best. And let's move on to the next hockey hot topic. Now, speaking of the Panthers, they actually didn't touch the Prince of Wales trophy this year, but they did last year. And if you are new to the hockey world, we are very, very, very superstitious here. We don't like to touch trophies before we win certain things. So the trophy was given to Alexander Barkov, and he is the captain. They had won against the New York Rangers. It was all going great, and Barkov did not touch the trophy. No one did. And Sam Bennett actually said, quote, "We touched it last year and it didn't work for us. So we thought we'd try something different this year," end quote. And last year they actually all skated around and were touching the trophy. And Kachuk even said, quote, "The last thing that we're going to do is be superstitious about touching it." Like, nobody said we were even going to make the playoffs. I think it's pretty cool to touch it, carry it around, and take pictures with it. We earned that thing, end quote. While I do get exactly what he's talking about, and I do think they have the right and they do deserve to show it off, touch it, take pictures, they did lose in 5 games to the Vegas Golden Knights in the Cup final that year. So we have talked about superstitions on this podcast before, so I'm not going to dive too much into it, but if you are an OG listener, you know I am superstitious. I personally wouldn't touch it. Get a replica. Like, get a tiny, I have a teeny, it's like 5 inches. It's a little 5-inch Stanley Cup. Sorry, that's not small. Well, anyway, I have a 5-inch Stanley Cup, and I'm fine with that, but like, I don't know. Granted, I'm not a player, so maybe I should shut up. But anyway, so at the end of this game on Saturday, it actually came out that it looks like their coach, Paul Maurice, told Barkov, "Don't touch the trophy." And Barkov actually said after, quote, "He also told me last year not to touch it. Last year we had a different situation, but we're not going to talk about last year. This year I think we all agreed we are not going to touch it," end quote. And I agree. I think just leave it. Why not? I mean, the world is crazy. Like, if you think about it, you're listening to me on a little block. You're listening to my voice from a different time in a little block. And people are going to say superstitions aren't real? Like, there's just too much magic in this world for me not to believe things. Maybe I'm just optimistic. Maybe I just hate the regular world. I don't know. But anyway, the only other time the Panthers have won this Prince of Wales trophy was in 1996. And their captain at the time, his name was Brian Strickland. I'm so sorry. I know I butchered that. But he lifted it. And then they were swept by the Avalanche. Yeah. And if you're like, okay, so what? That's one time. Well, the Tampa Bay Lightning, they won in 2020 and 2022. They touched it all 3 times, but were defeated in the Cup final by the Avalanche in 6 games in 2022. They did win the Cup in 2020 against the Stars and in 2021 against the Canadiens, though. So, I don't know, because recent history, it doesn't seem to look that it's on the Panthers' side. I mean, 5 of the past 8 teams to win the Cup have touched the Prince of Wales trophy. Prior to 2020, Sidney Crosby touched it, and then Alex Ovechkin did the same in 2018, I believe, with the Capitals. So it hasn't seemed to work out not touching it, I guess, statistically, for the Eastern Conference people, which is kind of surprising considering normally you don't want to touch it. But I still wouldn't touch it. I don't care what the stats say. I don't care. I'm not touching it. But the 2011 Boston Bruins, they are the most recent team to win the Cup after choosing to not touch it. So the past 5 teams to not touch it lost in the Cup final. So I don't know. Maybe because I'm a Bruins girl, I think just don't touch it. But who knows? Anyway, Zdeno Chara did not touch it in 2019, and they all lost to the St. Louis Blues in the Cup final. And then the New Jersey Devils, Bruins, and Rangers and Lightning all lost in the Cup final after refusing to touch the trophy. So that's all I'll say. Like, I will always be honest with you guys, and I'll always give you guys my opinion, but I will also give you the facts. I will always also tell you the stats and how it is. So, I don't know. I mean, this is statistically, it seems like they should touch it, but superstitiously, I'm not touching it, which doesn't really make sense to me, but just go along with it, okay? Okay. Speaking of the Oilers and the Panthers, this is actually an interesting hot topic, and it is the fact that they are the longest two teams, like they have the longest distance ever traveled by a team during the Stanley Cup Finals between both of them. So from Florida Panthers to Edmonton, Alberta, not from Florida Panthers, sorry, but from the like Amerant Bank Arena where they play to Edmonton, Alberta, it's 2,541 miles. That is long. And then the previous longest distance between two teams was 2,499 miles, and that was Vancouver Canucks and Boston Bruins back in 2011. And I think this is an interesting thing because I feel like playoffs happen a lot faster normally. Maybe I'm just like dumb and I just black out every playoff season, but having this recovery time is probably good for the players too. I mean, they even say it too. Matthew Tkachuk said, quote, "Not having to do that extra flight at the start is nice. It's nice to be here for a week just preparing. We're very comfortable home and on the road, but anytime you can start at home, you'll take it," end quote. And he is actually said to love playing poker on flights. So it truly seems like their air experience is something that we don't get to experience, but in order for them to accommodate all this travel time, there are extra games added in the series because they are flying across the continent, which it's a win and a lose. I mean, on the fan side of me, I'm like, oh, playoffs, like we don't have the PWHL, we have no more teams, like this is sad. But then the work side of me is like, oh, give those boys like a break. Give them like a day. Give them, ew, voice crack. That sounded like JoJo Siwa. I am so sorry. I was a bad girl. I am already dripping in sweat recording this episode. It is so hot down here, guys, the things I do for you. The next hockey hot topic we have is for a team you guys know I am not the biggest fan of, and especially this player. This player is one I am not a fan of, but it is about how Jacob Trouba of the Rangers revealed his horrible injury that he played through during the playoff run. It's crazy. I mean, we all know that NHL players have very strong pain tolerance. We've seen it. We know. We see them play on like sprained, hurt body parts all the time. And it's not good. I'm not saying it's good. But what Jacob Trouba went through, I was like, ooh, Jesus, I could not do that. So on Tuesday, he revealed that he played through the playoffs and the regular season with a broken ankle. And you have to remember, they played to game 6. So if he had a broken ankle for those games, it was like 2 months, which is like horrifying. And he even said, quote, "A big chunk of his ankle came off," end quote. I'm concerned. It said that it wasn't this, like, weight-bearing bone, so it's okay, but skating just did not feel good. Listen, I have respect for players, but see, here's the thing. When you're on one side as a fan, I feel like it's easy to say, like, why are you playing with a broken ankle? But then on the other side, you are doing this all your life. You are working so hard for this end goal that a broken ankle in the scheme of things probably doesn't sound that serious, even though it is serious, and I think he should have gotten some help or something, but I get it. So it's a 50-50 thing, and if you can't tell already, I'm a huge person that likes to put myself in other people's shoes. I don't know why, I always do it, it makes it hard to be a hater. I'm a hater, but, like, I really think through my hating. Like, when I hate the Rangers, I'm not just saying I hate the Rangers because my teams don't like them, like, I don't hate all Rangers. I love Blake Wheeler. Blake Wheeler, shout out to you, Mr. Wheeler. Shout out to you. I'm sorry you guys got eliminated. Well, I'm not really, but I'm only sorry for you. All right, anyway, sorry. Back to hockey hot topics. Let's go on to our next one. Now we have some desert hockey news for you, and I'm not talking about Arizona. Unfortunately, I am talking about the Utah hockey team because they have whittled down the names to 6 possible names. I am stressed. I am very stressed because I did not like a lot of the names. But luckily, very luckily, most of the ones I like made it. So, I'm going to explain for the newbies here. The Utah team is a new team. They don't have a name yet. So, the people that owned them, I guess, they sent out 20 names, I think. and they got votes from over 500,000 fans. And then they narrowed it down to the top 6, and they're going to go to round 2 of fan voting, and then they're going to continue to narrow it down. So the top 6 names are Utah Blizzard, Utah Hockey Club, Utah Mammoth, Utah Outlaws, Utah Venom, and Utah Yeti. I hate Blizzard. I hate Hockey Club. I hate Mammoth. I hate Yeti. Well, I don't hate Yeti. I don't like it. I don't like it, actually. I do hate it. Utah Outlaws is my number 1, and then Utah Venom. Like, Venom just sounds too badass for them, though. So I feel like it shouldn't. I feel like Venom just doesn't fit. Like, Vermont Venom, that doesn't fit either. But, like, not Utah. Like, literally, what Venom do they have in them? I'm sorry. Like, no offense, Utah, it's beautiful there. But, like, you have no Venom. You're getting married at the age of 20 and having 8 kids and going to church every day. Like, you have no Venom in you. So, and Saint, you're not even an outlaw either. You're not a Yeti. You're not a Mammoth. You're nothing. I don't know what you are. You're a Super Soaker. None of these names fit, but I'm going to go with Outlaws. That is my number 1 vote. And I know I'm being harsh, but I really don't like how they just took Arizona's team. Like, I don't like the whole situation. It bothers me, and I think people have to use their voices sometimes. But anyway, we can all vote now till June 20th at 11:59 p.m. on which name we want. And then they are going to pick a name. They say they have their top 4, and they know Mammoth and Yeti are up in there. That's what the owner said. Which, no. I don't like it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a big hater, but I really don't like these names. Other top 6 names were Black Diamonds, Outlaws, Mountaineers, and Caribou. Are you kidding? And clearly, 3 of those didn't make it to the final 6 fan vote. Like, clearly, no offense. What? And also, like, the hockey club, no one wants to wear Utah Hockey Club merch. Who's your mascot? What is your merch going to look like? Like, it's going to make everybody wearing it look like they're just, like, a part of a little Utahian hockey club. Like, if you were LA, I could see it. You could be profitable. New York Hockey Club. Okay. Boston Hockey Club. Okay. Utah? Now, listen, I'm sorry. I don't know if I have people that listen from Utah. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I have nothing against Utah at all. I just have something against these people that came in and took a team and almost 30 years of history from a state and brought it to another state and didn't even think it through enough to, like, give them a name first, or it just, I don't like the situation. Something seems fishy with it. I don't love it. Maybe I will grow to love it, but right now I don't love it. Cool. Anyway, what we know right now is that they're going to have, like, jerseys that say Utah on the front. Okay, that's really creative, guys. And the person, I believe, I don't know who says this, I just have the quote, but they said, quote, as a reflection of the team's new roots in the state and dedication to its fan base, end quote. That's why they're putting Utah on the front. What? What are you talking about? Every hockey okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm such a hater, but, like, I really hate it. Maybe their mascot's going to be iconic. Like, maybe they're going to turn this shit around. But right now, I'm so sick. I'm sorry. But right now, it just really seems like they don't know what they're doing. And this is, like, some kind of money grab or, like, something just, like, shady. It doesn't seem like they're doing this because they love hockey and this is a passion for them. All right, now we are going to be talking about something I am so fucking excited about. I've known about this for a couple months, but I wasn't allowed to really talk about it. I'm not working on it or anything. I just have a couple connections. But it's the fact that we all know now that NHL is coming out with a docuseries, and it's going to go on Prime Video. Yay! We don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it's going to come out later this year, and it's going to star Connor McDavid, Matthew Tkachuk, Jacob Trouba, Leon Drysdale, David Pastrnak, Jeremy Swayman, and many others. And if that's not insane, I don't know what is. I'm literally losing my mind. I am so excited. I am so beyond excited because this could bring so many people to our sport, and that's incredible. I'm so excited. I'm so sorry. I'm, like, literally so hyped. But anyway, we also have Quinn Hughes. He's going to be featured. Jack Eichel, William Nylander. I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head. If they come, I will give them to you. But we know right now that Prime Video has exclusive NHL rights in Canada, and this series is going to be available in Canada, US, and I guess globally. And listen, I am so fucking excited for this, pardon my French, but the NHL deserves so much more love than it gets. I'm sorry, I know I'm about to like stir some drama, but I've had so many guys come to me and be like, baseball is better. Baseball's hard, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not hockey. You don't get the feeling and the energy and the literal electricity and people going back and forth and the cheers and you don't get that in baseball. You don't maybe get that as much in soccer or football. You get it in okay, I'm not speaking English, but you don't get that feeling with any other sport. From what I've experienced personally. I'm biased, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of people haven't given hockey the chance yet. So the fact that Netflix, which is one of the biggest streaming services, is joining forces with the NHL, this is huge because people are going to be able to see these athletes and the league more intimately, which is incredible. And that's actually, I've always said this, that's part of the reason I started my brand, is I wanted to get to know the players as more than a number. I've always said that. I want them to be more than a number. I want them to have a story. I want us to have inside jokes. I want us to know them as more than a number, give them respect. They are more than just a number on the ice. Do you know what I mean? That's another reason I started Hockey Hot Topics, because it's a fun way to get to know all the players and the teams and what's going on in the league without it being like a catty gossip thing. Like, I'm not on here being like, I hate every single person I'm talking about right now. They suck. Like, no, I'm giving you the tea, giving you what's going on, giving you my opinions. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. I'm really bad at that. But regrouping. I am very excited that Netflix is working with the NHL on this, because they are also allegedly working with like the NHL, MLB, NBA. They're doing a docuseries about the Dallas Cowboys, Simone Biles. They did a Jason Kelsey one. They've done a lot, and people are watching. People are watching, ticket sales are going up, and they are just going to grow. We deserve that too. The NHL deserves that too. We deserve to grow and have better rinks so that Arizona isn't playing in a college hockey rink. You know what I mean? Paul Martin, who is the co-founder of Box to Box Films, and he's actually the executive producer, he said, quote, "We want to stay true to the world of ice hockey fans with this series. The sport is as beautiful, skillful, and graceful as it is brutal, pressurized, and powerful, and we aim to balance the energetic and fast-paced action leading up to the Stanley Cup final with the quiet and raw drama taking place off the ice." End quote. This is huge to me because I could not have said that better. This sport is as beautiful, skillful, and graceful as it is brutal, pressurized, and powerful. That is insane. That is such a good quote because it really is. It is so brutal. It is so tough. We just saw Jacob Trouba playing through the playoffs and part of the regular season with a broken ankle, with chunks falling out. It is brutal. But then we also see, the teams putting their kids in the cup and hoisting it and celebrating. And we see the fans and the tears and the emotions and everyone coming together. So it's insane. It's insane. I'm very excited for this. And I will be keeping you all updated as it continues. I am very excited. And I have one more quote here from the head of content of Prime Video in Canada, and he said, quote, "This generation of NHL superstars are modern-day gladiators, unlike anything ever seen before, with big personalities and even bigger playmakers, and we have the perfect partners to capture that energy for an unparalleled sports docuseries. Working with Box to Box Films and NHL Productions, we cannot wait to bring to the screen the passion, the intensity, and the sheer excitement of the road to the Stanley Cup, revealing what fans have only speculated goes on behind the scenes of the world's fastest team sport." End quote. I am so excited about this docuseries, genuinely. I know I've said it a gazillion times, but this is insane. Not only is this going to be on Prime Video, it's not just going to be in the US and Canada. It's going to be in over 240 countries and territories. Do you get how big this is? I am just so excited. This is not, I'm not like sponsored by Amazon or anything, but I am just so, okay, well, we do have an Amazon storefront, but I'm not sponsored by them, if you know what I mean. I am just so excited that the world of hockey is going to be so accessible to so many people, and they're not just going to see a game. They're going to actually see the story, and I'm hyped because allegedly the series is going to have these in-depth interviews with players, their rivals, their closest friends, teammates, coaches, family. They're also said that they're going to go into like what life is like on and off the ice, what it's like for the league's top players. They're also going to go to like quiet and reflective moments. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm so beyond excited. There's a ton of people that I didn't mention, by the way. I'm sorry. Gabriel Landeskog is going to be there as well. Philip Forsberg. Did I miss anybody else? There's a lot of people. I'm sorry, but a lot more people that I have written down. It's going to be exciting. Very, very, very exciting. Like I said, we don't know when it's coming out yet, but stay tuned to the podcast. Of course, we're going to let you know when it's happening because I will be yapping about it. I am so ready to come here and yap. Maybe I should do like a YouTube video where I like cover it, like react to it, like a reaction channel just for like special things like that. Well, not like make a new YouTube channel. I just use the Penalty Box channel, but make sure to subscribe to us there, by the way, if you haven't already. Just a heads up. All right. So since we are in the finals and we have Connor McDavid playing for the Oilers, we decided it would be fun to do a little Connor McDavid deep dive because we talked about Wayne Gretzky last week, and he's still alive, but obviously he's not a current player. So we decided we wanted to cover someone who is a current player and who is well known within the NHL, and that is Connor McDavid. And this is going to actually be absolutely insane because the first time I read this, I had to like process it 8 times. But this is Connor McDavid's first time ever in the Stanley Cup Finals. His first time. Hello? I don't know. I feel like he's been around forever. I know that's not true because obviously he started in 2016. He started with them, and according to the Oilers, he just went way over the height for a rookie. Like, blew them out of the water. He was out for 37 games of his rookie season because he fractured his clavicle. In 45 games, he scored 48 points, which equals 16 goals and 32 assists. A little fun fact about him is that he left Canada's junior hockey as the most decorated player in the OHL history, which is the Ontario Hockey League. So this man has got it. In the 2014-2015 OHL season, before he joined the NHL, he actually won the OHL and Canadian Hockey League Player of the Year honors. And this was amazing for him because obviously this was his last season, and he got 44 goals, 120 points, and a 60-plus rating, which is the best in the OHL. He also won the Bobby Smith Trophy for 2 years in a row during his time in the OHL. So, geez Louise, Connor McDavid. In 2015, he won the NHL Draft Lottery. Everyone was obsessed with his speed and his skill and how he had this, just vision on the ice. He knew what he was doing, and he knew what he wanted, and he knew what he had to do to get it. No one was shocked when the Oilers got McDavid as their number 1 pick. No one was shocked. He had an amazing first year. He signed an 8-year, $100 million extension with the Edmonton Oilers in 2017, and right after his extension, he ended that season as the actual NHL scoring champion with 108 points, which is 41 goals and 67 assists. And because of this, he actually won the Ted Lindsay Award for the 2nd year in a row. So this man is like the A+ student you don't want to be with because you will never have a chance. But go, good for him. Go Connor McDavid, I guess. In 2018 and 2019, once again, he came out on top. He finished the season once again with an NHL career high of 116 points, beating his previous record. He has 41 goals and 75 assists now. In the 2020 and 2021 season, he broke another record by obtaining an average of 1.88 points per game, which is the most by literally any player to play at least 50 games in the season since, I believe, was it? Mario Lemieux, is that how you say his last name? And Jameer Jagger, But that was all the way back in 1995. We're in 2024. Well, at that time, 2021. So that's crazy. Crazy. Now we're in November 2021. He was officially named the 6th fastest in the NHL history to score 600 points. That's crazy. The only other players who have taken less games to get there are Wayne Gretzky, I don't know how to say his name. I'm just going to call him Mario. I'm sorry, guys. Peter Stastny, and Mike Bossy, and Jari Kurri. Those are the only ones. Now, if you're like Mia, what the hell else can he break? Like, what other record? There's more. I mean, he became kind of recently the 5th fastest player in the NHL to reach 900 career points. And this happened this year in January while playing the Philadelphia Flyers. He finished this season with 173 points in 76 games. And because of this, he actually got a spot as a Hart Trophy finalist for the 6th time in his 9-season NHL career. We all, luckily, can watch Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers in this year's Stanley Cup Finals. So if you're new to hockey, if you're old, watch the game. It's going to be fun. When you're listening to this, oh my God, I'm so sick, guys. I love you. I'm so sorry. That's the one thing that's bad about being live is that if I'm sick, I don't have time to record it. I waited all day to record this, by the way. I used to like to record at night. Now I like to record early in the morning. And right now it's 3:30. And I tried to wait it out all day, trying to drink some tea. I hope this episode was okay. But anyway, when you're listening to this, tomorrow is going to be the next game. June 8th, Saturday. Watch it. Oilers versus Panthers. Keep your eye on Connor McDavid. See what he's like if you haven't. If you're a stan of him, just take some notes for homework. I don't know. But thank you so much for listening to this podcast. You are making my dreams come true by letting me yap and be me on the internet and by supporting me. Like, that's crazy. I genuinely would not be here without you guys. You guys know I always like to end out the episode by saying thank you to my amazing podcasting team, Emma and Rachel. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all your help. And if you guys aren't already, make sure to follow us on social media. If you go to Instagram, which is at Penalty Box Podcast, our link in our bio has all our socials, our Amazon, our Pinterest, our Twitter, our YouTube, our Spotify, our Instagram, our TikTok, every single social media platform we have, it's there. So go check it out. We are very active on all socials, and we can't wait to see you there. And thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the penalty box. Bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Penalty Box Podcast. Don't forget to connect with us on social media by searching for the Penalty Box. Also, make sure you hit that follow button on Spotify. And if you enjoyed the show, leave us a 5-star review. Until next time, see you in the penalty box.